Okay, so we have a question here that we want to see how we can solve it. We have to write the three inequalities that represent the unshaded region, marked R here. Okay, we want to see how we can do that. All right, so we can call this one equation 1, and then we also call this one, this line here, 2, and then we call this one number 3. Okay, so we can now start with the first one. So if you look at the first one, it cuts the y-axis. All right, it cuts the y-axis. So in terms of an equation, we can write it as y is equals to 2. All right, but what we want is an inequality. So we are looking at the region where R is, or where R lies. It's above this line. So in terms of an equation, we are going to say this is what? We're going to say this is y is greater than or equal to 2. So this is what is going to be our first inequality. Then the second one, okay, this vertical line cuts the x-axis. It cuts the x-axis, all right, at 4. And where R is on the left side. So we are going to say this is going to be x is less or equal to 4. So we have the first inequality and the second one. And then the last one is this line here. Now, this line is kind of a sloping. So in this case, we need to find the gradient first. We need to find the gradient first. So you see where it's coming from. It's coming from the origin here. It's coming from the origin, and the coordinates of the origin are 0, 0. All right. Then you have 4, 5. That's the other point, isn't it? So we can use these points here to get the gradient. We can use these points here to get the gradient. And you know that the gradient is equals to y2 minus y1, okay, over x2 minus x1. So y2 is 5 here. Y2 is 5, okay, minus y1 is 0 over x2 is 4 minus x1 is 0. So the gradient is going to be equals to 5 over 4. So take note of this. That is what is going to be our gradient. Our gradient is 5 over 4. Okay. That is what our gradient is, 5 over 4, isn't it? Our gradient is 5 over 4. Okay. Then now we have to find the inequality. Okay. So remember, one of the coordinates, one of the points that we had, the coordinates were 0, 0. And then the gradient is 5 over 4. So we're going to use this formula to write the equation x minus x1. All right, so we can treat these ones here as this is x1 and this is y1. Okay, so we can have y minus y1, which is 0, is equals to, what is our m? Our m is 5 over 4. Then x, we put here, minus 0. All right. So when we go further, this is going to be y is equals to 5 over 4 in the x. So in terms of an equation, this is what we're going to have. Okay. Now we want to write this as an inequality. So when you look at this, okay, line, R is below, isn't it? R is below. So we are going to write the inequality as y is less or equal to 5/4x. So this is what is going to be our last. This is what is going to be our last what? Inequality. Thank you so much for watching.